CLEP English Literature Gothic novel. Question 1. Considering a CLEP-style clue, when a passage shows a recurring image, phrase, idea, or situation that helps develop meaning, which term fits? Option A. Sestet. Option B. Caesura. Option C. Motif. Option D. Irony. The correct answer is option C. Motif. Motif fits because it means a recurring image, phrase, idea, or situation that helps develop meaning. Sestet and caesura refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Irony is also different, theme is the larger insight, plot is sequence of events, tone is the speaker's attitude. Question 2. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, spotting that third-person narration slips into a character's private language and thoughts should lead to which term? Option A. Frame narrative. Option B. Free indirect discourse. Option C. Mock epic. Option D. Soliloquy. The correct answer is option B. Free indirect discourse. Free indirect discourse fits because free indirect discourse blends third-person narration with a character's inner voice, a technique important in Austen and later fiction. Soliloquy is wrong because soliloquy is a dramatic speech. Frame narrative and mock epic describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 3. Testing a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for Tom Jones. Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. Thomas Hardy. Option C. Henry Fielding. Option D. Daniel Defoe. The correct answer is option C. Henry Fielding. Henry Fielding fits because Tom Jones is a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Daniel Defoe is linked to Robinson Crusoe. Thomas Hardy points instead to Tess of the D'Urbervilles, so it does not match this clue. Question 4. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, who wrote Robinson Crusoe? Option A. Alexander Pope. Option B. Joseph Conrad. Option C. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option D. Daniel Defoe. The correct answer is option D. Daniel Defoe. Daniel Defoe fits because Robinson Crusoe is an early English novel using realism, survival narrative, and economic individualism. Joseph Conrad is linked to Heart of Darkness. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is linked to The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Alexander Pope points instead to The Rape of the Lock, so it does not match this clue. Question 5. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, during author review, which writer belongs with Things Fall Apart? Option A. Chinua Achebe. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. W.B. Yeats. Option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option A. Chinua Achebe. Chinua Achebe fits because Things Fall Apart is a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption and cultural conflict. Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. W.B. Yeats points instead to The Second Coming, so it does not match this clue. Question 6. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, study cards should connect Thomas Hardy with which work? Option A. King Lear. Option B. Volpone. Option C. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option D. Ode to the West Wind. The correct answer is option C. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess of the D'Urbervilles fits because it is Thomas Hardy's work, a late Victorian tragic novel involving social judgment, fate, sexuality, and rural change. King Lear is associated with William Shakespeare. Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson. Ode to the West Wind belongs with Percy Bysshe Shelley, not this author clue. Question 7. Which work is tied to Charlotte Brontë? Option A. Hard Times. Option B. Jane Eyre. Option C. Frankenstein. Option D. Ellie Morte d'Arthur. The correct answer is option B. Jane Eyre. Jane Eyre fits because it is Charlotte Brontë's work, a Victorian Bildungsroman with Gothic elements, moral independence, and first-person narration. Hard Times is associated with Charles Dickens. Frankenstein is associated with Mary Shelley. Ellie Morte d'Arthur belongs with Sir Thomas Malory, not this author clue. Question 8. Studying a CLEP-style clue, how should a character clue about Heathcliff and Catherine be answered? Option A. Orinoco. Option B. Othello. Option C. The Second Coming. Option D. Wuthering Heights. The correct answer is option D. Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff and Catherine are at the emotional center of Emily Bronte's Gothic novel. Pip belongs to Great Expectations. Dorothea belongs to Middlemarch. Belinda belongs to The Rape of the Lock. Question 9. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by George Orwell? Option A. Troilus and Cressida. Option B. Tristram Shandy. Option C. Omrose. Option D. 1984. The correct answer is option D. 1984. 1984 fits because it is George Orwell's work, a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control and totalitarian power. Tristram Shandy is associated with Lawrence Sterne, Troilus and Cresside is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Ulrose belongs with Derek Walcott, not this author clue. Question 10. Examining a CLEP style clue. If a clue names Volpone, which author is expected? Option A. Ben Jonson. Option B. Charlotte Bronte. Option C. James Joyce. Option D. Daniel Defoe. The correct answer is option A. Ben Jonson. Ben Jonson fits because Volpone is a Jacobean satirical comedy exposing greed, deception and moral corruption. Daniel Defoe is linked to Robinson Crusoe, James Joyce is linked to Ulysses. Charlotte Bronte points instead to Jane Eyre, so it does not match this clue. Question 11. Considering a CLEP-style clue, when a CLEP-style passage shows that a sentence runs beyond the line break before completing its grammar, which answer works? Option A. Enjambment. Option B. Caesura. Option C. End stopping. Option D. Alliteration. The correct answer is option A. Enjambment. Enjambment fits because enjambment occurs when syntax flows past the end of a poetic line, often increasing movement or suspense. Caesura is wrong because caesura is a pause within a line. End stopping and alliteration describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 12. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to Chinua Achebe? Option A. Mrs. Dalloway. Option B. Wuthering Heights. Option C. Great Expectations. Option D. Things Fall Apart. The correct answer is option D. Things Fall Apart. Things Fall Apart fits because it is Chinua Achebe's work, a post-colonial novel about Igbo society, colonial disruption and cultural conflict. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf. Great Expectations is associated with Charles Dickens. Wuthering Heights belongs with Emily Bronte, not this author clue. Question 13. Recognizing Daniel Defoe should lead to which title? Option A. The Fairy Queen. Option B. Robinson Crusoe. Option C. The Tempest. Option D. Dr. Faustus. The correct answer is option B. Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe fits because it is Daniel Defoe's work, an early English novel using realism, survival narrative, and economic individualism. Dr. Faustus is associated with Christopher Marlowe. The Fairy Queen is associated with Edmund Spenser. The Tempest belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 14. If a clue names Pride and Prejudice, which author is expected? Option A. Seamus Heaney. Option B. Lawrence Sterne. Option C. Jane Austen. Option D. Mary Shelley. The correct answer is option C. Jane Austen. Jane Austen fits because Pride and Prejudice is a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. Seamus Heaney is linked to North, Lawrence Sterne is linked to Tristram Shandy. Mary Shelley points instead to Frankenstein, so it does not match this clue. Question 15. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for Heart of Darkness? Option A. Joseph Conrad. Option B. T.S. Eliot. Option C. Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Option D. Percy Bysshe Shelley. The correct answer is option A. Joseph Conrad. Joseph Conrad fits because Heart of Darkness is a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is linked to The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Percy Bysshe Shelley is linked to Ode to the West Wind. T.S. Eliot points instead to The Wasteland, so it does not match this clue. Question 16. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, which author is most closely associated with Wuthering Heights? Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. Emily Bronte. Option C. Geoffrey Chaucer. Option D. Salman Rushdie. The correct answer is option B. Emily Bronte. Emily Bronte fits because Wuthering Heights is a Gothic Victorian novel of passion, revenge, setting, and layered narration. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Salman Rushdie is linked to Midnight's Children. Geoffrey Chaucer points instead to the Canterbury Tales, so it does not match this clue. Question 17. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, can a CLEP item about Andrew Marvell point to which work? Option A. To His Coy Mistress. Option B. The Importance of Being Earnest. Option C. Troilus and Cresside. Option D. Midnight's Children. The correct answer is option A. To His Coy Mistress. To His Coy Mistress fits because it is Andrew Marvell's work, a carpe diem metaphysical poem that moves from persuasion to urgency. The Importance of Being Earnest is associated with Oscar Wilde. Troilus and Cresside is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Midnight's Children belongs with Salman Rushdie, not this author clue. Question 18. Should Mrs. Dalloway be matched with which writer? Option A. Virginia Woolf. Option B. Emily Bronte. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. John Bunyan. The correct answer is option A. Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf fits because Mrs. Dalloway is a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. John Bunyan is linked to The Pilgrim's Progress, Emily Bronte is linked to Wuthering Heights. William Shakespeare points instead to Hamlet, so it does not match this clue. Question 19. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, how should a reader label a passage where narration follows a character's flowing perceptions, memories, and associations? Option A. Allegory. Option B. Stream of consciousness. Option C. Comedy of manners. Option D. Heroic couplet. The correct answer is option B. Stream of consciousness. Stream of consciousness fits because stream of consciousness tries to imitate mental flow and is central to many modernist novels. Heroic couplet is wrong because heroic couplet is a verse form. Allegory and comedy of manners describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 20. When a passage shows a narrative in which characters or events carry sustained symbolic or moral meanings, which term fits? Option A. Allegory. Option B. Tragedy. Option C. Motif. Option D. Villanelle. The correct answer is option A. Allegory. Allegory fits because it means a narrative in which characters or events carry sustained symbolic or moral meanings. Motif and tragedy refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Villanelle is also different, metaphor is a shorter implied comparison, realism imitates ordinary life, caesura is a pause inside a poetic line. Question 21. Considering a CLEP-style clue, recognizing Clarissa Dalloway points to which work? Option A. Beowulf. Option B. Pride and Prejudice. Option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option D. Mrs. Dalloway. The correct answer is option D. Mrs. Dalloway. Clarissa Dalloway anchors Woolf's modernist single-day novel of memory and consciousness. Elizabeth Bennet is in Austen, Tess is in Hardy, Belinda is in Pope. Question 22. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, select the term for a contrast between expectation and reality or between literal and intended meaning. Option A. Irony. Option B. Allegory. Option C. Metonymy. Option D. Epic. The correct answer is option A. Irony. Irony fits because it means a contrast between expectation and reality or between literal and intended meaning. Metonymy and epic refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Allegory is also different, imagery appeals to the senses, meter organizes rhythm, symbolism uses objects to suggest larger meanings. Question 23. During character review, which work belongs with Tess or Bayfield? Option A. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Option B. The Remains of the Day. Option C. Ulysses. Option D. Midnight's Children. The correct answer is option A. Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Tess is the tragic heroine in Hardy's late Victorian novel. Jane Eyre belongs to Charlotte Bronte, Molly Bloom belongs to Joyce, Christian belongs to Bunyan. Question 24. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, if a poem uses two consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought, which device is present? Option A. Couplet. Option B. Octave. Option C. Assonance. Option D. Free indirect discourse. The correct answer is option A. Couplet. Couplet fits because it means two consecutive lines of verse, usually linked by rhyme or thought. Octave and assonance refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Free indirect discourse is also different, octave is 8 lines, sestet is 6 lines, stanza is a larger grouped unit. Question 25. Study cards should connect Charles Dickens with which work? Option A. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option B. Mrs. Dalloway. Option C. Dover Beach. Option D. Hard Times. The correct answer is option D. Hard Times. Hard Times fits because it is Charles Dickens's work, a Victorian social problem novel criticizing industrial utilitarianism and dehumanizing education. Mrs. Dalloway is associated with Virginia Woolf. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock is associated with T.S. Eliot. Dover Beach belongs with Matthew Arnold, not this author clue. Question 26. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue among these titles, which one contains Pip and Miss Havisham? Option A. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option B. Lyrical Ballads. Option C. Jane Eyre. Option D. Great Expectations. The correct answer is option D. Great Expectations. Pip and Miss Havisham belong to Dickens's Victorian novel about class, guilt, and moral growth. Tess belongs to Hardy, Stephen Dedalus belongs to Joyce, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 27. Preparing a CLEP style clue, can you name the literary term for the voice that tells a story? Option A, assonance. Option B, comedy of manners. Option C, narrator. Option D, free indirect discourse. The correct answer is option C, narrator. Narrator fits because it means the voice that tells a story. Assonance and free indirect discourse refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Comedy of manners is also different, author is the actual writer, protagonist is a leading character, audience is the reader or viewer. Question 28. Studying a CLEP style clue among these works, which one is by William Shakespeare? Option A, Sonnets. Option B, Frankenstein. Option C, To His Coy Mistress. Option D, Macbeth. The correct answer is option A, Sonnets. Sonnets fits because it is William Shakespeare's work, a sonnet sequence often tested for rhyme scheme, love, time, beauty, and mortality. Macbeth is associated with William Shakespeare, To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. Frankenstein belongs with Mary Shelley, not this author clue. Question 29. Recognizing a CLEP style clue, recognizing Salim Sinai points to which work? Option A, Midnight's Children. Option B, A Midsummer Night's Dream. Option C, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option D, Ellie Mort d'Arthur. The correct answer is option A, Midnight's Children. Salim Sinai connects personal memory with national history in Rushdie's post-colonial novel. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Eliot, Christian belongs to Bunyan, Grendel belongs to Beowulf. Question 30. Examining a CLEP style clue, when Mary Shelley appears in review, which title fits? Option A, Frankenstein. Option B, Ode to the West Wind. Option C, In Memoriam AHH. Option D, My Last Duchess. The correct answer is option A, Frankenstein. Frankenstein fits because it is Mary Shelley's work, a Gothic and romantic novel about creation, responsibility, isolation, and ambition. My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning, In Memoriam AHH is associated with Alfred, Lord Tennyson. Ode to the West Wind belongs with Percy Bysshe Shelley, not this author clue. Question 31. Considering a CLEP style clue during passage analysis, which term matches the clue that the audience understands danger or truth that a character does not yet see? Option A, dramatic irony. Option B, situational irony. Option C, verbal irony. Option D, foreshadowing. The correct answer is option A, dramatic irony. Dramatic irony fits because dramatic irony depends on a gap between audience knowledge and character knowledge. Verbal irony is wrong because verbal irony says one thing while meaning another. Situational irony and foreshadowing describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 32. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, recognizing D.H. Lawrence should lead to which title? Option A, Heart of Darkness. Option B, My Last Duchess. Option C, Dover Beach. Option D, Sons and Lovers. The correct answer is option D, Sons and Lovers. Sons and Lovers fits because it is D.H. Lawrence's work, a modern novel of psychological realism, family bonds, sexuality, and class tension. Dover Beach is associated with Matthew Arnold, My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning. Heart of Darkness belongs with Joseph Conrad, not this author clue. Question 33. Testing a CLEP style clue, how is a strong pause or break within a line of poetry usually labeled? Option A, caesura. Option B, epistolary novel. Option C, iambic pentameter. Option D, soliloquy. The correct answer is option A, caesura. Caesura fits because it means a strong pause or break within a line of poetry. Soliloquy and iambic pentameter refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Epistolary novel is also different. Enjambment runs the sentence beyond the line. Alliteration repeats consonants. Octave names the first 8 lines of some sonnets. Question 34. If you see Emily Bronte, which title should you remember? Option A, Midnight's Children. Option B, Wuthering Heights. Option C, The Temple. Option D, Tom Jones. The correct answer is option B, Wuthering Heights. Wuthering Heights fits because it is Emily Bronte's work, a Gothic Victorian novel of passion, revenge, setting, and layered narration. The Temple is associated with George Herbert, Midnight's Children is associated with Salman Rushdie. Tom Jones belongs with Henry Fielding, not this author clue. Question 35. Tracing a CLEP style clue, study cards should connect Henry Fielding with which work? Option A, Troilus and Cresside. Option B, North. Option C. Tom Jones. Option D. Don Juan. The correct answer is option C. Tom Jones. Tom Jones fits because it is Henry Fielding's work, a comic realist novel known for an intrusive narrator and carefully plotted action. North is associated with Seamus Heaney, Troilus and Cresside is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. Don Juan belongs with Lord Byron, not this author clue. Question 36. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue. If an image or idea keeps recurring and builds meaning across a work, which concept is being tested? Option A. Theme. Option B. Diction. Option C. Motif. Option D. Meter. The correct answer is option C. Motif. Motif fits because motif is a recurring element that supports themes and patterns in a text. Theme is wrong because theme is the broader insight or central idea. Meter and diction describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 37. Preparing a CLEP-style clue. Identify the period linked with empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory. Option A. Anglo-Saxon/Old English. Option B. Restoration. Option C. Metaphysical poetry. Option D. Post-colonial/Commonwealth. The correct answer is option D. Post-colonial/Commonwealth. Post-colonial/Commonwealth fits because it is commonly linked with empire, decolonization, language, cultural identity, displacement, and historical memory. Restoration is different because restoration literature is linked with wit, theater, and comedy of manners. Metaphysical poetry and Anglo-Saxon/Old English point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 38. When Okonkwo appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A. Paradise Lost. Option B. Ulysses. Option C. Things Fall Apart. Option D. Preface to Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C. Things Fall Apart. Okonkwo is central to Achebe's post-colonial novel about Igbo society and colonial disruption. Crusoe belongs to Defoe, Lear belongs to Shakespeare, Prufrock belongs to Eliot. Question 39. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue. During passage analysis, which term matches the clue that a comparison explicitly uses like or as? Option A. Paradox. Option B. Simile. Option C. Synecdoche. Option D. Metaphor. The correct answer is option B. Simile. Simile fits because simile is the figure of comparison signaled by words such as like or as. Metaphor is wrong because metaphor implies comparison without those words. Synecdoche and paradox describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 40. Examining a CLEP-style clue. When a passage shows a situation in which the audience knows more than a character does, which term fits? Option A. Octave. Option B. Free indirect discourse. Option C. Ode. Option D. Dramatic irony. The correct answer is option D. Dramatic irony. Dramatic irony fits because it means a situation in which the audience knows more than a character does. Free indirect discourse and octave refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Ode is also different. Verbal irony says one thing and means another. Soliloquy is a stage speech. Parody imitates style for comic effect. Question 41. Considering a CLEP-style clue. When 1984 appears in a literature clue, which writer fits? Option A. Jane Austen. Option B. George Orwell. Option C. Robert Browning. Option D. George Herbert. The correct answer is option B. George Orwell. George Orwell fits because 1984 is a dystopian political novel about surveillance, language control, and totalitarian power. George Herbert is linked to The Temple. Robert Browning is linked to My Last Duchess. Jane Austen points instead to Pride and Prejudice, so it does not match this clue. Question 42. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue. Recognizing Christopher Marlowe should lead to which title? Option A. Orinoco. Option B. Wuthering Heights. Option C. Beowulf. Option D. Dr. Faustus. The correct answer is option D. Dr. Faustus. Dr. Faustus fits because it is Christopher Marlowe's work, a Renaissance tragedy about ambition, forbidden knowledge, and a bargain with the devil. Orinoco is associated with Aphra Behn. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Wuthering Heights belongs with Emily Bronte, not this author clue. Question 43. Testing a CLEP-style clue. How would a clue about Lord Byron most likely be answered? Option A. Troilus and Cresside. Option B. Hard Times. Option C. King Lear. Option D. Don Juan. The correct answer is option D. Don Juan. Don Juan fits because it is Lord Byron's work, a witty satirical verse narrative associated with the Byronic voice and social critique. Hard Times is associated with Charles Dickens, King Lear is associated with William Shakespeare. Troilus and Cresside belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 44. Comparing a CLEP-style clue if a clue names Prospero, which title is expected? Option A. Gulliver's Travels. Option B. Pride and Prejudice. Option C. The Tempest. Option D. The Remains of the Day. The correct answer is option C. The Tempest. Prospero is the magician and exiled ruler in Shakespeare's late romance. Lear belongs to King Lear, Gulliver belongs to Swift's satire, Okonkwo belongs to Things Fall Apart. Question 45. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, recognizing Jane Eyre and Rochester points to which work? Option A. Jane Eyre. Option B. The Remains of the Day. Option C. Ulmrose. Option D. Preface to Shakespeare. The correct answer is option A. Jane Eyre. Jane and Rochester are central to Charlotte Bronte's Gothic Bildungsroman. Catherine and Heathcliff belong to Wuthering Heights, Elizabeth and Darcy belong to Pride and Prejudice, Vladimir and Estragon belong to Waiting for Godot. Question 46. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, which work is tied to Geoffrey Chaucer? Option A. Ode to the West Wind. Option B. Troilus and Cresside. Option C. Don Juan. Option D. Great Expectations. The correct answer is option B. Troilus and Cresside. Troilus and Cresside fits because it is Geoffrey Chaucer's work, a Middle English narrative poem focused on love, fortune, and betrayal. Don Juan is associated with Lord Byron, Ode to the West Wind is associated with Percy Bysshe Shelley. Great Expectations belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 47. Preparing a CLEP-style clue during character review, which work belongs with the Duke describing a portrait? Option A. 1984. Option B. Lyrical Ballads. Option C. My Last Duchess. Option D. Sons and Lovers. The correct answer is option C. My Last Duchess. Browning's Duke reveals control and jealousy while speaking about the portrait of his last duchess. Tennyson's elegy mourns Arthur Hallam, Arnold's lyric reflects faith and doubt, Keats's ode meditates on art. Question 48. Studying a CLEP-style clue among these works, which one is by Laurence Sterne? Option A. Jane Eyre. Option B. Ulmrose. Option C. The Second Coming. Option D. Tristram Shandy. The correct answer is option D. Tristram Shandy. Tristram Shandy fits because it is Laurence Sterne's work, an experimental 18th-century novel famous for digression and playful narration. Ulmrose is associated with Derek Walcott, Jane Eyre is associated with Charlotte Bronte. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author clue. Question 49. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, how should a CLEP author clue for Tristram Shandy be answered? Option A. Lord Byron. Option B. Thomas Hardy. Option C. Laurence Sterne. Option D. William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C. Laurence Sterne. Laurence Sterne fits because Tristram Shandy is an experimental 18th-century novel famous for digression and playful narration. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet, Thomas Hardy is linked to Tess of the D'Urbervilles. Lord Byron points instead to Don Juan, so it does not match this clue. Question 50. Examining a CLEP-style clue if a passage context shows order, reason, decorum, satire, heroic couplets, and classical imitation, which period is likely? Option A. Romantic. Option B. Neoclassical/18th century. Option C. Modernism. Option D. Renaissance. The correct answer is option B. Neoclassical/18th century. Neoclassical/18th century fits because it is commonly linked with order, reason, decorum, satire, heroic couplets, and classical imitation. Renaissance is different because Renaissance writing highlights humanism, drama, and exploration of individual ambition. Romantic and modernism point to other historical patterns, so they do not match this clue. Question 51. Considering a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Othello? Option A. Andrew Marvell. Option B. John Milton. Option C. William Shakespeare. Option D. T.S. Eliot. The correct answer is option C. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Othello is a tragedy built around jealousy, manipulation, race, and trust. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Waste Land. John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. Andrew Marvell points instead to his coy mistress, so it does not match this clue. Question 52. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue, identify the writer normally connected with Midnight's Children? Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. William Blake. Option C. Salman Rushdie. Option D. Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option C, Salman Rushdie. Salman Rushdie fits because Midnight's Children is a post-colonial novel using magical realism to connect personal and national history. William Blake is linked to Songs of Innocence and Experience. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Charles Dickens points instead to Great Expectations, so it does not match this clue. Question 53. Testing a CLEP-style clue among these titles, which one contains Elizabeth Bennet? Option A, Pride and Prejudice. Option B, Waiting for Godot. Option C, Othello. Option D, In Memoriam AHH. The correct answer is option A, Pride and Prejudice. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's witty heroine in A Novel of Manners. Dorothea Brooke belongs to Middlemarch, Clarissa Dalloway belongs to Mrs. Dalloway, Ophelia belongs to Hamlet. Question 54. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, study cards should connect Jane Austen with which work? Option A, Waiting for Godot. Option B, Pride and Prejudice. Option C, Troilus and Cresside. Option D, My Last Duchess. The correct answer is option B, Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice fits because it is Jane Austen's work, a novel of manners centered on courtship, class, irony, and moral judgment. Troilus and Cresside is associated with Geoffrey Chaucer. My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning. Waiting for Godot belongs with Samuel Beckett, not this author clue. Question 55. Tracing a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Great Expectations? Option A, Oscar Wilde. Option B, Aphra Behn. Option C, William Shakespeare. Option D, Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option D, Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Great Expectations is a Victorian Bildungsroman about pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Aphra Behn is linked to Orinoco. Oscar Wilde points instead to the importance of being earnest, so it does not match this clue. Question 56. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, recognizing Winston Smith points to which work? Option A, Hamlet. Option B, 1984. Option C, The Importance of Being Earnest. Option D, Paradise Lost. The correct answer is option B, 1984. Winston Smith is Orwell's protagonist under totalitarian surveillance and language control. Pip belongs to Dickens, Faustus belongs to Marlowe, Okonkwo belongs to Achebe. Question 57. Preparing a CLEP-style clue when Victor Frankenstein appears in a CLEP-style item, which work fits? Option A, Ode on a Grecian Urn. Option B, Preface to Shakespeare. Option C, Frankenstein. Option D, Great Expectations. The correct answer is option C, Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein is the scientist who creates the creature in Mary Shelley's Gothic novel. Robinson Crusoe is a castaway, Faustus makes a demonic bargain, Winston Smith belongs to 1984. Question 58. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can Frankenstein help identify which author? Option A, Ben Jonson. Option B, Mary Shelley. Option C, Charlotte Bronte. Option D, William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option B, Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley fits because Frankenstein is a Gothic and romantic novel about creation, responsibility, isolation, and ambition. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Ben Jonson is linked to Volpone. Charlotte Bronte points instead to Jane Eyre, so it does not match this clue. Question 59. When a passage shows a 14-line lyric poem usually written in iambic pentameter, which term fits? Option A, dramatic monologue. Option B, tone. Option C, sonnet. Option D, unreliable narrator. The correct answer is option C, sonnet. Sonnet fits because it means a 14-line lyric poem usually written in iambic pentameter. Tone and unreliable narrator refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Dramatic monologue is also different. Ballad is a song-like narrative, epic is long and heroic, essay is nonfiction prose. Question 60. Identify the writer normally connected with Jane Eyre. Option A, Mary Shelley. Option B, Charlotte Bronte. Option C, Seamus Heaney. Option D, Lawrence Sterne. The correct answer is option B, Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte Bronte fits because Jane Eyre is a Victorian Bildungsroman with Gothic elements, moral independence, and first-person narration. Seamus Heaney is linked to North, Lawrence Sterne is linked to Tristram Shandy. Mary Shelley points instead to Frankenstein, so it does not match this clue. Question 61. Among these choices, which one explains a passage where nearby words begin with repeated consonant sounds? Option A, alliteration. Option B, assonance. Option C, meter. Option D, irony. The correct answer is option A, alliteration. Alliteration fits because alliteration repeats initial consonant sounds and is especially important in Old English poetry. Assonance is wrong because assonance repeats vowel sounds. Meter and irony describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 62. How would a clue about Joseph Conrad most likely be answered? Option A, Heart of Darkness. Option B, Othello. Option C, My Last Duchess. Option D, The Wasteland. The correct answer is option A, Heart of Darkness. Heart of Darkness fits because it is Joseph Conrad's work, a modern novella exploring imperialism, moral darkness, narration, and ambiguity. My Last Duchess is associated with Robert Browning, Othello is associated with William Shakespeare. The Wasteland belongs with T.S. Eliot, not this author clue. Question 63. Testing a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Paradise Lost? Option A, John Milton. Option B, Samuel Johnson. Option C, Jane Austen. Option D, Seamus Heaney. The correct answer is option A, John Milton. John Milton fits because Paradise Lost is a blank verse epic on the fall, Satan, obedience, free will, and divine justice. Jane Austen is linked to Pride and Prejudice, Samuel Johnson is linked to Preface to Shakespeare. Seamus Heaney points instead to north, so it does not match this clue. Question 64. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, identify the writer normally connected with Ulysses. Option A, Samuel Johnson. Option B, George Orwell. Option C, James Joyce. Option D, William Wordsworth. The correct answer is option C, James Joyce. James Joyce fits because Ulysses is a modernist novel associated with stream of consciousness, mythic parallels, and one-day structure. William Wordsworth is linked to lyrical ballads, George Orwell is linked to 1984. Samuel Johnson points instead to Preface to Shakespeare, so it does not match this clue. Question 65. Tracing a CLEP-style clue, when a CLEP-style passage shows that a novel stresses haunted spaces, secrecy, terror, and psychological darkness, which answer works? Option A, neoclassical satire. Option B, domestic realism. Option C, pastoral. Option D, Gothic. The correct answer is option D, Gothic. Gothic fits because Gothic fiction uses fear, mystery, confinement, and dark settings to explore emotional or moral anxiety. Pastoral is wrong because pastoral idealizes rural simplicity. Neoclassical satire and domestic realism describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 66. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, can The Wasteland help identify which author? Option A, T.S. Eliot. Option B, Kazuo Ishiguro. Option C, John Bunyan. Option D, Henry Fielding. The correct answer is option A, T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot fits because The Wasteland is a modernist poem marked by fragmentation, illusion, spiritual dryness, and cultural crisis. John Bunyan is linked to The Pilgrim's Progress, Henry Fielding is linked to Tom Jones. Kazuo Ishiguro points instead to The Remains of the Day, so it does not match this clue. Question 67. Preparing a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with Sons and Lovers? Option A, D.H. Lawrence. Option B, Emily Bronte. Option C, Aphra Behn. Option D, Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option A, D.H. Lawrence. D.H. Lawrence fits because Sons and Lovers is a modern novel of psychological realism, family bonds, sexuality, and class tension. Emily Bronte is linked to Wuthering Heights, Geoffrey Chaucer is linked to the Canterbury Tales. Aphra Behn points instead to Orinoco, so it does not match this clue. Question 68. Studying a CLEP-style clue, can you identify the technique when a 14-line poem divides into an octave and sestet? Option A, ballad. Option B, Petrarchan sonnet. Option C, villanelle. Option D, Shakespearean sonnet. The correct answer is option B, Petrarchan sonnet. Petrarchan sonnet fits because the Petrarchan sonnet usually turns between an 8-line octave and a 6-line sestet. Shakespearean sonnet is wrong because Shakespearean sonnets use 3 quatrains and a closing couplet. Ballad and villanelle describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 69. Among these titles, which one contains Dorothea Brooke? Option A, The Pilgrim's Progress. Option B, The Wasteland. Option C, Omrose. Option D, Middlemarch. The correct answer is option D, Middlemarch. Dorothea Brooke is a central figure in George Eliot's realist Victorian novel. Elizabeth Bennet is Austen's heroine, Clarissa Dalloway is Wolfe's character, Satan is Milton's epic rebel. Question 70. Examining a CLEP style clue during terminology review, which term matches a speech in drama where a character speaks thoughts aloud, often alone? Option A, synecdoche. Option B, octave. Option C, apostrophe. Option D, soliloquy. The correct answer is option D, soliloquy. Soliloquy fits because it means a speech in drama where a character speaks thoughts aloud, often alone. Apostrophe and octave refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Synecdoche is also different. Dialogue involves exchange, aside is brief and directed to the audience, dramatic monologue is usually a poem. Question 71. Considering a CLEP style clue recognizing Charles Dickens should lead to which title? Option A, Great Expectations. Option B, The Rape of the Lock. Option C, 1984. Option D, Othello. The correct answer is option A, Great Expectations. Great Expectations fits because it is Charles Dickens's work, a Victorian Bildungsroman about Pip, class aspiration, guilt, and moral growth. The Rape of the Lock is associated with Alexander Pope, Othello is associated with William Shakespeare. 1984 belongs with George Orwell, not this author clue. Question 72. Reviewing a CLEP style clue, identify the writer normally connected with the Golden Notebook. Option A, Jonathan Swift. Option B, Chinua Achebe. Option C, Doris Lessing. Option D, William Shakespeare. The correct answer is option C, Doris Lessing. Doris Lessing fits because The Golden Notebook is a post-war experimental novel linked with fragmentation, politics, identity, and women's experience. Chinua Achebe is linked to Things Fall Apart, William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. Jonathan Swift points instead to Gulliver's Travels, so it does not match this clue. Question 73. Testing a CLEP style clue. If you see Virginia Woolf, which title should you remember? Option A, The Tempest. Option B, Dover Beach. Option C, Beowulf. Option D, Mrs. Dalloway. The correct answer is option D, Mrs. Dalloway. Mrs. Dalloway fits because it is Virginia Woolf's work, a modernist novel using stream of consciousness, memory, and a single-day structure. Beowulf is associated with anonymous Old English poet. Dover Beach is associated with Matthew Arnold. The Tempest belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 74. Comparing a CLEP style clue, study cards should connect Kazuo Ishiguro with which work? Option A, Tom Jones. Option B, King Lear. Option C, The Remains of the Day. Option D, The Wasteland. The correct answer is option C, The Remains of the Day. The Remains of the Day fits because it is Kazuo Ishiguro's work, a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. King Lear is associated with William Shakespeare. The Wasteland is associated with T.S. Eliot. Tom Jones belongs with Henry Fielding, not this author clue. Question 75. Which work is tied to Percy Bysshe Shelley? Option A, Great Expectations. Option B, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock. Option C, The Golden Notebook. Option D, Ode to the West Wind. The correct answer is option D, Ode to the West Wind. Ode to the West Wind fits because it is Percy Bysshe Shelley's work, a romantic ode that treats nature as destructive, creative, and revolutionary power. The Golden Notebook is associated with Doris Lessing. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock is associated with T.S. Eliot. Great Expectations belongs with Charles Dickens, not this author clue. Question 76. Interpreting a CLEP style clue, can a CLEP item about W.B. Yeats point to which work? Option A, The Second Coming. Option B, Troilus and Cresside. Option C, North. Option D, Tess of the D'Urbervilles. The correct answer is option A, The Second Coming. The Second Coming fits because it is W.B. Yeats's work, a modernist symbolic poem known for apocalyptic imagery and historical disorder. North is associated with Seamus Heaney. Tess of the D'Urbervilles is associated with Thomas Hardy. Troilus and Cresside belongs with Geoffrey Chaucer, not this author clue. Question 77. Preparing a CLEP style clue. Among these terms, which one names the ordered pattern of end rhymes in a poem? Option A, foreshadowing. Option B, couplet. Option C, rhyme scheme. Option D, metaphor. The correct answer is option C, rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme fits because it means the ordered pattern of end rhymes in a poem. Metaphor and couplet refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Foreshadowing is also different. Meter is rhythm, diction is word choice, imagery is sensory language. Question 78. How should a reader label a passage where a strong pause interrupts the middle of a poetic line? Option A, assonance. Option B. Enjambment. Option C. Octave. Option D. Caesura. The correct answer is option D. Caesura. Caesura fits because caesura names a pause within a line, often marked by punctuation or a natural break in speech. Enjambment is wrong because enjambment carries syntax across a line break. Octave and assonance describe different features, so they do not fit this clue. Question 79. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue on a CLEP study card, which writer belongs with The Tempest? Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. Ben Jonson. Option C. John Donne. Option D. Anonymous Old English poet. The correct answer is option A. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because The Tempest is a late romance involving Prospero, magic, forgiveness, and colonial questions. Ben Jonson is linked to Volpone, John Donne is linked to Holy Sonnets. Anonymous Old English poet points instead to Beowulf, so it does not match this clue. Question 80. Examining a CLEP-style clue during work matching, which title belongs to Samuel Taylor Coleridge? Option A. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Option B. Hamlet. Option C. Pride and Prejudice. Option D. Orinoco. The correct answer is option A. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner fits because it is Samuel Taylor Coleridge's work, a supernatural romantic ballad involving guilt, punishment, and imaginative vision. Pride and Prejudice is associated with Jane Austen, Orinoco is associated with Aphra Behn. Hamlet belongs with William Shakespeare, not this author clue. Question 81. Considering a CLEP-style clue, how would a clue about Matthew Arnold most likely be answered? Option A. Dover Beach. Option B. Sonnets. Option C. Things Fall Apart. Option D. 1984. The correct answer is option A. Dover Beach. Dover Beach fits because it is Matthew Arnold's work, a Victorian lyric often linked with religious doubt, melancholy and cultural uncertainty. Things Fall Apart is associated with Chinua Achebe, Sonnets is associated with William Shakespeare. 1984 belongs with George Orwell, not this author clue. Question 82. Reviewing a CLEP-style clue during author review, which writer belongs with Holy Sonnets? Option A. Thomas Hardy. Option B. John Donne. Option C. William Blake. Option D. John Milton. The correct answer is option B. John Donne. John Donne fits because Holy Sonnets is a group of metaphysical poems using paradox, argument, and intense spiritual drama. John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. Thomas Hardy is linked to Tess of the D'Urbervilles. William Blake points instead to Songs of Innocence and Experience, so it does not match this clue. Question 83. Testing a CLEP-style clue recognizing a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure points to which term? Option A. Allusion. Option B. Stream of consciousness. Option C. Epistolary novel. Option D. Unreliable narrator. The correct answer is option A. Allusion. Allusion fits because it means a reference to another text, historical event, myth, or cultural figure. Stream of consciousness and epistolary novel refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Unreliable narrator is also different. Allegory sustains symbolic meaning across a whole work. Irony creates contrast between appearance and reality. Meter concerns rhythmic pattern. Question 84. Comparing a CLEP-style clue, which work is tied to Doris Lessing? Option A. The Golden Notebook. Option B. Volpone. Option C. Great Expectations. Option D. The Second Coming. The correct answer is option A. The Golden Notebook. The Golden Notebook fits because it is Doris Lessing's work, a post-war experimental novel linked with fragmentation, politics, identity, and women's experience. Great Expectations is associated with Charles Dickens. Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author clue. Question 85. Can a CLEP item about Jonathan Swift point to which work? Option A. Don Juan. Option B. Hamlet. Option C. Gulliver's Travels. Option D. Heart of Darkness. The correct answer is option C. Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver's Travels fits because it is Jonathan Swift's work, a prose satire that attacks politics, science, pride, and human folly. Hamlet is associated with William Shakespeare. Heart of Darkness is associated with Joseph Conrad. Don Juan belongs with Lord Byron, not this author clue. Question 86. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue among these terms, which one names a direct address to an absent person, abstract idea, or thing? Option A. Rhyme scheme. Option B. Conceit. Option C. Caesura. Option D. Apostrophe. The correct answer is option D. Apostrophe. Apostrophe fits because it means a direct address to an absent person, abstract idea, or thing. Caesura and conceit refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Rhyme scheme is also different. Soliloquy is a speech by a character alone on stage. Satire attacks folly. Metonymy substitutes an associated term. Question 87. Preparing a CLEP-style clue. If a clue names the Pilgrim's Progress, which author is expected? Option A. William Wordsworth. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Emily Bronte. Option D. John Bunyan. The correct answer is option D. John Bunyan. John Bunyan fits because the Pilgrim's Progress is a religious allegory that turns Christian life into a symbolic journey. Emily Bronte is linked to Wuthering Heights. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet. William Wordsworth points instead to lyrical ballads, so it does not match this clue. Question 88. Studying a CLEP-style clue. When James Joyce appears in review, which title fits? Option A. Ulysses. Option B. The Rape of the Lock. Option C. The Second Coming. Option D. Dover Beach. The correct answer is option A. Ulysses. Ulysses fits because it is James Joyce's work, a modernist novel associated with stream of consciousness, mythic parallels, and one-day structure. Dover Beach is associated with Matthew Arnold. The Rape of the Lock is associated with Alexander Pope. The Second Coming belongs with W. B. Yeats, not this author clue. Question 89. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue. How should a character clue about Lemuel Gulliver be answered? Option A. Volpone. Option B. Gulliver's Travels. Option C. Othello. Option D. Tom Jones. The correct answer is option B. Gulliver's Travels. Gulliver is the traveler through Swift's satiric worlds. Crusoe belongs to Defoe, Elizabeth Bennet belongs to Austen, Estragon belongs to Beckett. Question 90. Examining a CLEP-style clue. Recognizing Edmund Spenser should lead to which title? Option A. Omrose. Option B. To His Coy Mistress. Option C. The Fairy Queen. Option D. The Remains of the Day. The correct answer is option C. The Fairy Queen. The Fairy Queen fits because it is Edmund Spenser's work, an allegorical Renaissance epic romance written in the Spenserian stanza. The Remains of the Day is associated with Kazuo Ishiguro. To His Coy Mistress is associated with Andrew Marvell. Omrose belongs with Derek Walcott, not this author clue. Question 91. Considering a CLEP-style clue, how is the first 8-line unit of a Petrarchan sonnet usually labeled? Option A. Metonymy. Option B. Octave. Option C. Iambic pentameter. Option D. Allegory. The correct answer is option B. Octave. Octave fits because it means the first 8-line unit of a Petrarchan sonnet. Iambic pentameter and allegory refer to different literary concepts, not this exact clue. Metonymy is also different. Sestet is 6 lines, quatrain is 4 lines, couplet is 2 lines. Question 92. If you see Salman Rushdie, which title should you remember? Option A. Midnight's Children. Option B. Volpone. Option C. 1984. Option D. Ellie Mort d'Arthur. The correct answer is option A. Midnight's Children. Midnight's Children fits because it is Salman Rushdie's work, a post-colonial novel using magical realism to connect personal and national history. Ellie Mort d'Arthur is associated with Sir Thomas Malory. Volpone is associated with Ben Jonson. 1984 belongs with George Orwell, not this author clue. Question 93. Testing a CLEP-style clue. During character review, which work belongs with Faustus? Option A. Preface to Shakespeare. Option B. Dr. Faustus. Option C. Troilus and Cresside. Option D. The Pilgrim's Progress. The correct answer is option B. Dr. Faustus. Faustus is Marlowe's scholar who trades his soul for power and knowledge. Macbeth concerns regicide and prophecy. Tom Jones is an 18th century novel. Mrs. Dalloway is modernist fiction. Question 94. Comparing a CLEP-style clue. During author review, which writer belongs with Macbeth? Option A. T.S. Eliot. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Anonymous Old English poet. Option D. Daniel Defoe. The correct answer is option B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because Macbeth is a tragedy of ambition, prophecy, regicide, guilt, and disorder. Daniel Defoe is linked to Robinson Crusoe. T.S. Eliot is linked to The Wasteland. Anonymous Old English poet points instead to Beowulf, so it does not match this clue. Question 95. Tracing a CLEP-style clue. Can a CLEP item about anonymous Old English poet point to which work? Option A. Beowulf. Option B. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option C. Wuthering Heights. Option D. Ulysses. The correct answer is option A. Beowulf. Beowulf fits because it is anonymous Old English poet's work, an Anglo-Saxon heroic epic built around monsters, loyalty, fame, and alliterative verse. Wuthering Heights is associated with Emily Bronte, Sonnets from the Portuguese is associated with Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Ulysses belongs with James Joyce, not this author clue. Question 96. Interpreting a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for Troilus and Cresside. Option A. William Shakespeare. Option B. John Bunyan. Option C. Sir Thomas Malory. Option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. The correct answer is option D. Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer fits because Troilus and Cresside is a Middle English narrative poem focused on love, fortune, and betrayal. William Shakespeare is linked to Hamlet, Sir Thomas Malory is linked to Ellie Morte d'Arthur. John Bunyan points instead to the Pilgrim's Progress, so it does not match this clue. Question 97. Preparing a CLEP-style clue, who wrote The Remains of the Day? Option A. Chinua Achebe. Option B. Kazuo Ishiguro. Option C. Ben Jonson. Option D. George Orwell. The correct answer is option B. Kazuo Ishiguro. Kazuo Ishiguro fits because The Remains of the Day is a late 20th century novel about memory, restraint, class, and missed emotional truth. Chinua Achebe is linked to Things Fall Apart, Ben Jonson is linked to Volpone. George Orwell points instead to 1984, so it does not match this clue. Question 98. Studying a CLEP-style clue, during author review, which writer belongs with sonnets? Option A. Derek Walcott. Option B. William Shakespeare. Option C. Doris Lessing. Option D. William Wordsworth. The correct answer is option B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare fits because sonnets is a sonnet sequence often tested for rhyme scheme, love, time, beauty, and mortality. Doris Lessing is linked to the Golden Notebook, William Wordsworth is linked to lyrical ballads. Derek Walcott points instead to Omrose, so it does not match this clue. Question 99. Recognizing a CLEP-style clue, during work matching, which title belongs to Derek Walcott? Option A. Songs of Innocence and Experience. Option B. Othello. Option C. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Option D. Omrose. The correct answer is option D. Omrose. Omrose fits because it is Derek Walcott's work, a Caribbean epic that reworks classical forms through post-colonial history and island experience. Sonnets from the Portuguese is associated with Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Othello is associated with William Shakespeare. Songs of Innocence and Experience belongs with William Blake, not this author clue. Question 100. Examining a CLEP-style clue, recall which author is known for Hard Times? Option A. John Milton. Option B. Salman Rushdie. Option C. George Eliot. Option D. Charles Dickens. The correct answer is option D. Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens fits because Hard Times is a Victorian social problem novel criticizing industrial utilitarianism and dehumanizing education. Salman Rushdie is linked to Midnight's Children. John Milton is linked to Paradise Lost. George Eliot points instead to Middlemarch, so it does not match this clue.